Good morning, people. I'm back with the third question uh, under Wellness Vartalap. Today's question is about belongingness. So let me just read out the question. It says, I often get this feeling that I don't belong, be it family, friends, and even my office colleagues. This seems to be a pattern that has been haunting me since my childhood. How do I get out of this? Thank you for sending us, this question. And my friend, many of us have been through this feeling of not belonging to a particular set of people, be it your family, be it your friends, or your office colleagues. And yes, many a times, the feeling of belongingness has its roots in our childhood. It is not that we don't belong to those set of people. It is not that they send across messages to us. Yes, the messages may come across or may come from them, but we are allowing them to send those messages because we do not feel connected to our own self. This reminds me of the story of the great warrior Karna. Many of you may know his story from the Mahabharata. So Karna was the first Pandavas, first of the Pandavas, but uh, because he was given away at his birth, he grew up as a charioteer's son instead of a king's son. He had to face a lot of hardships. And yes, people did send across messages that he does not belong. Yes, he did fight his way up in life. And it was Duryodhana who stood by him and gave him the position that he deserved. And Karna then chose to be with Duryodhana, regardless of the fact that Duryodhana was on the wrong side of Dharma. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Dharma. What we're talking about is the feeling of belongingness. When we feel that we don't belong to a particular set, we start having judgments about ourselves, we start having judgments about others, we're not able to express ourselves well, or at times, it leads to anger that is disproportional to the situation. So, what does one do when there is a feeling of not belonging? I had this feeling too. It is only when I started working on myself I realized that you need to remember only three things, or rather, you belong to three things, or three places, or things, whatever you want to call it. The first thing that you need to remember is that you belong to yourself. The second is that you belong to your purpose. And the third and the most important is that you belong to this planet. So when you belong to yourself, when you belong to your purpose, and most importantly, when you belong to this planet, there is no reason for you to feel that you do not belong to any particular set of people. Those people are also a part of this planet. So in a way, you belong to that. Now you may choose to be a part of a particular group of people, or you may choose to stay away from those people. But when you do that, be conscious of the reasons for being a part of that group or not being a part of the group. It is your choice. Always remember that. It is you who decides whether you want to be a part of this group or not. It is not people, it is you. So you have to be extremely conscious of that fact. So always remember that you belong to yourself, you belong to your purpose, and you belong to this planet, and it is you who decides whether or not you want to be a part of this group. Always remember that. I hope I have answered your question. If there are any further questions, feel free to DM me or message me on akshaym@samakshwellness.com. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Samaksh Wellness for more tips on life and wellness. Thank you and have a great weekend.